Bishasha Arada, welcome. Beatles, welcome. Thank you for joining, all of you viewers. Abdu Usman, I am fine, Abdi Usman. Samuel Fakale, welcome, Samuel Fakale. Turbo 911, hello, Turbo 911. Yone Media, welcome, brother. Welcome, Yone Media. We are clearing the remnants of TPLF, says Yone Media. I humbly disagree. Neguse Sile, hi, Neguse Sile. Winter Cross, good evening. Good evening, Winter Cross. Beatles says this war is making things even worse for everyone. Zivais one has joined. Manelik, one of my critics and regular viewers, joined. How does it feel to have a civil war in your comment section? Manelik, interesting question. Yes, Drake Servansky joined. Yahula Erasam has joined. Well, I always wanted and I always dream of this channel to be a platform for healthy discussion. No matter which conflict I am covering, I encourage healthy discussion on my channel. But in case of Ethiopia, I'm seeing that ethnic fault lines are so deep in Ethiopia that people sometimes take to name calling. They, without watching the video, they just say it's fake. So it's happening here, but at least people from both sides are here. That is what I like about this channel, that TPLF supporters, ENDF supporters, all are here on this channel. I know several other YouTube channels which are covering this conflict, but the coverage is totally one-sided. So good thing about this channel is that both of you are here, both of you are free to express your opinions. I try my best to respond to questions from both sides. Musi Tadase has joined as well. Drake Sravansky says, can't have a healthy discussion when people are operating on different sets of facts. But we need to find some common ground. We need to find some common ground where healthy talk can happen. Noor Ahmed Ali, hi to all. Hi, Noor Ahmed Ali. Messi has joined. Thank you. You should visit when we are done killing each other, Messi says. Nitin Varia, Farahink M has joined. Nitin Varia has joined. Gobo Emba Soira. His comments have been withheld by the YouTube. IA Yone Media asks, read this brother. Ethiopia is different from other countries. It's very difficult for TPLF not to fight, just to live in the heinous trench. ENDF is dangerous. Elias Evel, hi brother. Hi Elias Evel. Winter Cross, what do you think is Russia's role in this war? Well, uh, Russia involved here after US openly issued statements in support for the withdrawal of Eritrean forces and Amhara forces from Tigray. And the US was putting pressure upon Ethiopian government. After that, Russia was involved. And when the matter was discussed at the US Security Council, Russia was involved there. Otherwise, Russians don't have any direct interest in Ethiopia at this point of time. Russians are in Sudan. They are setting up a naval base there. Russians don't have an important and strategic interest in Ethiopia right now. I think their intervention, their interest in Ethiopia is out of their rivalry with the US. Ababiya YT, who do you think will win this war? Mibrate Birahao, what's your religion? Beatles. Ababiyas, I think we discussed this question in several chat sessions that this war will go on. We've seen that in some form this war will go on. In guerrilla form, in hit and run sort of attacks, war will go on. I don't think ENDF will able to completely force TPLF into subjugation. This war will go on. We might see resurgence of TPLF and we might see TDF rebounding. We have seen that. So far, Ethiopian National Defense Forces have not had convincing win in this war. Yes, they do have advantage over TDF. They are in control of towns and cities. They are in control of key roads as well, like A2 highway. They have secured southern Tigray to some extent, western Tigray as well, some Eritrea Tigray border areas as well by Eritrean forces. But central Tigray is still being controlled by TDF. So we cannot say by any means that ENDF has won this war completely. War will go on in one way or the other. This war will go on. Ultimately, there will be negotiations. You'll see talks. You'll see talks at some point in a near future. Unite for peace. Asayas and Abe are declared genocide on Tigray people. Nitin Waria, I firmly believe TPLF will emerge winner and replace Dr. Abe. Well, Nitin, if Eritrean forces completely withdrew from Tigray, we might see changed military realities on ground. We might see Tigray Defense Forces bouncing back. We might see TDF making it difficult for ENDF in Tigray. But it depends upon the withdrawal of Eritrean forces. They are still there. The withdrawal has not started so far, viewers. I informed you in previous video today that almost 36 hours have passed. And so far, no Eritrean forces have left Tigray. Dimitri has joined. The one Dimitri says, the current Ethiopian dictator, now it's confused because of the blood on his hand. These are your comments. IG, Salam. He is not confused. Abe is not confused in my view. He is cementing his relationship with Asayas. He is still in touch with Asayas, though people were saying that there might be some sort of alienation between Asayas and Abe after international community called for the investigation of war crimes committed in Tigray. But both of them are still on the same page regarding Tigray conflict, Asayas and Abiy. Wise one, do you think the world can trust Abiy Ahmed again? Well, Ziwais, I think we discuss too much about international community, about world, about the reaction. World community has its limitations. See what's happening in Myanmar. People are being killed in broad daylight. What's happening? What can international community do there? Just issuing statements. Even today, today was the deadliest day in Myanmar, and more than 60 persons have been killed today. So international community has its limitations. Doubt Mehre Zagi. Babia, do you think Ethiopia will break apart? Musi Addis say Ethiopia does have very deep ethnic fault lines which could become deeper, yes. But I don't think Ethiopia is moving toward disintegration. Ethnic differences are there, and ethnic differences have turned into military confrontation. This war is important, Tigray war. It will lead to big changes in Ethiopia. I have said that in several previous videos, previous live chat sessions, that this war will lead to changes in Ethiopia, in Ethiopia's political setup, in Ethiopia's the way Ethiopia is dealing its ethnic groups. It will lead to changes. The changes will be good for Ethiopia or negative changes we'll see as this war progresses. Mati Adam, Amda has joined. Amda, one of my another regular viewer. Musi Tadase has joined. How long this war will continue? Someone asks. No one can answer this question, that how long this war will continue. But if negotiations did not start, this war will go on, you'll see. Because no side has convincing advantage over the other side so far, in my view. ENDF supporters would say that ENDF has taken control of Mekele, Adjarat, Adwak, Som, airports, highways. What's left? But in my view, TDF are still a force. They are in control of Central Tigray. They are regrouping. They managed to enter Amhara region just a few days ago. They managed to storm Waghimra zone of Amhara. They made it difficult for ENDF and Amhara forces to hold on to southern Tigray. So don't underestimate a TPLF Tigray fighters. They are not finished. This war, that is why this war will go on. Someone is asking about election. I think I responded to this question in previous live session too last week. OLF has boycotted. OFC, Jawar Mohammed Bekle Garba party, has also boycotted. So there is almost no opposition. TPLF is on the run in the battlefield. There is almost no strong opposition to challenge Abiy Ahmed, Prime Minister of Ethiopia. That is why questions will be raised about the credibility of this election due to be held in June, viewers. Someone is asking about 10,000 fighters, Tigray fighters, which were in Amhara zone. What happened to 10,000 fighters in Amhara zone? Well, viewers, firstly, Tigray Defense Forces managed to enter Amhara zone. Uh, I informed you about that. Then several other sources also confirmed that. Getachew also spoke about that. They managed to enter, and according to residents of the areas, Amhara areas, they looted there as well. They destroyed some private vehicles. They looted medical supplies and food items as well. But then ENDF and Amhara forces, they responded. And Tigray Defense Forces, they had to retreat from Amhara areas, Wag Himra area. So according to my information, most of TDF fighters have retreated from Amhara zone. They managed to penetrate Amhara. They were around 10,000 there. But now they have retreated and they are now back into Tigray region. But from central Tigray, they will definitely keep on launching such attacks on Amhara state views. Do you think Eritrean forces will withdraw from Tigray? Most important question, perhaps for everyone, which will determine the future of this war is, will Eritrea withdraw its forces from Tigray or not? Well, honestly, in my view, if we analyze military strategy, Eritrea will not leave this region. The day Eritrea starts leaving Tigray, you will see TDF bouncing back. You will see TDF gaining momentum. You will see them carrying out attacks on ENDF, and they'll come out of central Tigray towards southern, eastern, and western Tigray, and towards Eritrea border as well. That is why, in my view, I think that Eritrean forces will stay in Tigray in one form or the other. If they withdrew, they'll withdraw in parts, in patches. You won't see complete withdrawal of Eritrean forces at once from Tigray. That will lead to resurgence of TDF in Tigray. Beetle says, update on Al Fashaga. Well, Beetles, in Fashaga al-Kubra, Baricht settlement is the apple of discord between Sudan and Ethiopia. There is presence of Ethiopian forces and Eritrean forces in Baricht settlement. Sudanese forces did not launch an offensive on Baricht because they knew that if Sudan launched an offensive on Baricht, it will lead to all-out war between Ethiopia and Sudan. So Sudanese forces did not launch offensive on Baricht. In the meanwhile, viewers, Ethiopian forces started their attacks on Sudanese forces in Fashaga al-Soghra, which is to the south of Fashaga al-Kubra, viewers. And in Basinda, in Wad Koli, 2 attacks have been carried out by Ethiopian militia members and Ethiopian forces as well. Ethiopian forces are holding on to Barik settlement in Fashaga al-Kubra, and they are continuing their attacks on Sudanese forces in Fashaga al-Soghra. And we know, viewers, that Sudan and Egypt are carrying out air drills as well. I did a video on that. This is the third part of Eagles of Nile air drills being conducted by Egypt and Sudan. Egyptian fighter jets have arrived in Sudan. Definitely a message for Ethiopia from Sudan and Egypt regarding the second filling of girths due to be done in the coming months. Because if Egypt and Sudan took some sort of military action against Ethiopian dam, air forces will play a key role. That is why we are seeing that Egyptian and Sudanese forces are carrying out joint air drills on Sudan side of the border. I believe it's a message sent by a joint message by Sudan and Egypt for Ethiopia, that Ethiopia should not start the second filling of good. Helen Thomas, I could not read your entire question. Sam Watson, how much TPLF pays you? Hafton asks, how much TPLF pays me? I don't need anyone's pay. I informed you in several videos. I don't need anyone's money. I have, whatever I have, it's enough for me. So I receive so many emails for donations or for sponsorship, but I never accept any such offers. I believe in speaking the truth. I might be mistaken. I might be having some information which is not wholly correct. But I am not prejudiced. I do not have any agenda. IG says, is your name Babu? You can call me Babu if you like that. Somalia, someone asked, Bali Gubadle Times says, what do you think of Somalia? Viewers, in Somalia, talks are underway, between Somali government and opposition parties in Halane complex in Mogadishu. Talks were held today as well, viewers. So far, no breakthrough has been achieved and talks are still underway. In the meanwhile, today in Somali parliament, Farmajo MPs and opposition MPs clashed. And opposition MPs today accused Farmajo party of tabling a legislation to extend the term of Somali parliament. The term of Somali parliament and Somali president has expired, viewers. And today opposition parties, some MPs accused government of trying to table a legislation to extend the term of the parliament. Well, in my view, if Somali parliament tried to extend its term or Farmajo's term, it will lead to further political instability in Somalia. But so far, viewers, stalemate is there. Jubaland, Puntland on one side, opposition candidates also with them, Farmajo on the other side. Stalemate is there. But Farmajo has played a masterstroke by having Jannan on his side. Jannan has joined Farmajo, viewers. It is definitely a blow to Kenya and to Jubaland, viewers. IG said Djibouti not there. Favon Lagos, now hundreds of more than 100 viewers have joined. It's becoming increasingly impossible for me to respond to all of your questions. Amare Casa says, please call Addis Ababa Finfine. Well, I call Addis Ababa Finfine when I quote statements of Oromo fighters. Otherwise, official name of the city is Addis Ababa. So I would like to call it Addis Ababa because this is the official name of this place. YKMVP, do you think Ethiopia will balkanize? It will split into parts. I think we discussed that just a short while ago. Do you think TDF will strike Bahidar and Gondar again? Beetle says. TDF does not have this sort of capability now. their heavy military equipment, parts of it have been destroyed. And now they are trying to hold on to central Tigray and to spread from central to western and southern Tigray. I don't think they have this sort of capability now. They might have this capability. They might be having this capability in the coming months. In a video, I discussed about OLA this week, and I said that I'll discuss about their operational capabilities. Because some views say that OLA is going to storm Addis Ababa. Well, OLA is in the phase of regrouping, training, reorganizing. They are definitely in control of some rural areas in southern Oromia, western Oromia as well. But they are not in a position to storm Addis Ababa. They are just a guerrilla fighters group. They do not have heavy military equipment. They do not have any tanks, any artillery pieces, no drones, no fighter jets. So they are suited to warfare in villages, in forests, but they cannot take on big armies. They cannot take on Jabir Siraj joined. Thank you, Jabir. They cannot take on ENDF, in my view. That is why, for me, right now, it's out of question that OLA will take control of Addis Ababa in the coming weeks or months. It will take some time. They'll have to acquire heavy military equipment. They'll have to strengthen their base. They can purchase heavy military equipment. They might seize heavy military equipment of Ethiopian National Defense Forces. Right now, they're not in a capacity to take on Ethiopian National Defense Forces in Addis Ababa, capital of Ethiopia. People who are loyal to them, they do make such claims, but if you analyze their capabilities logically, they're not in a position to storm Addis Ababa. Why won't TDF? Why TDF go to Western Tigray? Why not? Western Tigray is TDF and TPLF sees Humera and Volkait as part of Tigray. So why won't they go for these places, the control of these places? Bella Gubadle says, you're a good reporter. Thank you. Thank you, Bella. Sonic Blast has joined as well. Betty, you think TDF will be stronger and stronger? Well, Betty, TDF is losing its strength. They have lost their military equipment. They have lost their soldiers. They are losing in terms of their strength. But Ethiopian National Defense Forces, Eritrean forces, were expecting them to be defeated very soon. But TDF are managing to survive. For them, the most important thing is to survive and to keep their strength intact as much as they can. They are suffering damages. No doubt about that. But a scenario in which they are facing Eritrean forces, ENDF forces, Amhara forces, use of drones as well. So they have so many rivals in spite of, so they are managing to survive. For them, survival matters if they keep on holding to central Tigray. Ultimately, Eritrean forces will have to withdraw. International pressure is already building upon Eritrea. We have seen sanctions on some Eritrean officials by the EU. So for them, what matters is keep on holding to central Tigray, keep their military strength intact as much as it is possible. And that they are doing, I think. Theo Birkor, do you think Abiy will be the truth always wins? Beetle says, do you think Isaias will betray Abiy? Well, they're on the same page up till now. No one is going to betray. So far, they're on the same page because if one of them falls, I think the other one will also fall. In my view, if one of them falls, the other one might fall as well. So they are on the same page. This is one of the reasons that they might fall jointly. Someone is asking again, who will win this war? I think we discussed it just a short while ago. Please tell me who will win this war. Again, the same question is being repeated by so many viewers. Sam Watson, where do you get this bogus information? What is your source? TPLF. Whenever I do a video, mostly I cite my sources. Today I informed you about an article published by Addis Standard. Yesterday I informed you, then I did a video about a statement given by Russian embassy yeah, some problem with the sound here. Can you hear me now? I was talking about my sources. I did 3 videos today. I informed you about clashes in Oromia zone. I quoted Addis Standard, which published an article yesterday. Then I did a video on Russian statement about Eritrean forces in Tigray. I quoted a statement given by Russian embassy in Ethiopia. So I am giving you the sources. I am not cooking up stories like others do. I am informing you what is being said by credible sources. If you don't want to believe, it's up to you. Will TDF replace the area where Eritrean forces will leave? University Habera asks. Again, we discussed about the scenario after the withdrawal of Eritrean forces from Tigray just a short while ago. Gaming Panda, who will win this war? Gaming, please don't use the word win, please. I don't like the word win when we discuss wars because people are dying. You know that tens of thousands of people are in need of humanitarian assistance. We have seen hundreds of rape cases reported at hospitals. So people are suffering in Tigray. No one is winning. whether TPLF took control of Tigray or ENDF. Losers are the masses, the women, the children of Tigray, the elderly of Tigray, more than 60,000 in Sudan, and so many of them died on their way towards Sudan. So no one is winning. Tigray is losing. People of Tigray are losing in terms of suffering, in terms of pain. They are losing. Humanity as a whole is losing in Tigray, in Myanmar. A Vanano is asking about OLA. Yes, we discussed OLA just a few minutes ago. Next action of the US if Eritrea did not withdraw from Tigray. Someone is asking, interesting question. What will the US do if Eritrea did not withdraw from Tigray? Well, US might impose sanctions on Eritrea. So far, US has not imposed any sanctions. Just EU has imposed sanctions on Eritrean security officials. So far, US has not imposed any sanction on any individual in Ethiopia and Eritrea. The US might go for sanctions against Eritrean government officials. Uh, 38 minutes have passed this live chat session. I think we should now wrap up this live chat session. Thank you for joining, viewers. Thank you, all of you. It's always wonderful to talk to you in this session. I think I now remember all of you by name. I read your comments, whether they are against me or in support of me. I read your comments. I try to reply to the comments as well. But I just wait for this session, live chat session, where I can speak with you, where I can talk to you, and where I can take your questions in this format. Because this week was all about Eritrean forces in Tigray. International pressure seems to be working. That is why Ethiopian and Eritrean presidents, Ethiopian Prime Minister just made announcement about the withdrawal of Eritrean forces from Tigray. But so far, interestingly, viewers, Eritrea has not issued any statement about Abiy Ahmed's statement that Eritrean forces will leave Tigray. Eritrea has not said a single word so far. Eritrean Information Minister, Defense Minister, none of their ambassadors have spoken about the withdrawal of their forces from Tigray. Abiy Ahmed made this announcement, viewers. So that is why doubts are being cast upon the withdrawal of Eritrean forces from Tigray. But this week, the most important thing about this week is that now pressure is building upon Eritrea. Eritrea might have to withdraw, but as I said earlier, Eritrean forces will not withdraw from Tigray at once. We might see withdrawal in parts, because if Eritrean forces withdrew from Tigray immediately, it will lead to the resurgence of TDF, and TDF will become a problem for ENDF. ENDF will not be able to handle Tigray Defense Forces if Eritrean forces left Tigray completely and immediately. Secondly, we talked about OLA. OLA is regrouping, reorganizing, but in my view, it is still a guerrilla fighters group. It does not have the operational capability to storm Addis Ababa. It will take months or even years to have this sort of capability to storm Addis Ababa. They need heavy military equipment. They need some solid military foundation. They do have human resources. They do have recruits available, but they don't have the money, they don't have the equipment. It will take some time. Thirdly, we talked about Sudan, Ethiopia border dispute. Dispute is there. Tensions are rising. Egypt and Sudan are flexing their muscles. They are conducting air drills. They are sending a message to Ethiopia, warning Ethiopia against the second filling of GERD. Ethiopian forces are holding on to brick settlement, and they are carrying out attacks on Sudanese forces in Fashaga al-Sogra, smaller Fashaga, which lies to the south of Fashaga al-Kubra. So tensions are there. Large-scale confrontation might occur, but Sudanese forces did not launch a full-scale offensive on Barik settlement because if Sudanese forces launched an offensive on Barik, it could have led to a whole-scale war between Ethiopia and Sudan. Sudan does not want to start a full-scale war as well, just like Ethiopia. Ethiopia is busy in Tigray. So both the sides are trying to avoid a large-scale confrontation on Ethiopia-Sudan border. Lastly, we have Somalia. Political stalemate is there. Farmajo and opposing parties are in talks, but political stalemate is still there. Thank you for joining, viewers. 45 minutes have gone. Thank you all of you for joining. Please do point out my mistakes. I do make mistakes. I try to correct my mistakes. Feel free to give your opinion, whether you are a TPLF supporter, OLA supporter, ENDF supporter, ABI supporter. You are all viewers for me. All of you are respectable for me. So feel free to give your opinion. I read your comments, whether they are against me, in support of me. I learn from them. I see myself as a student. I am just learning. I am learning from you as well. So whatever you watch on this channel, try to interact with me through your comments, through this live chat session. Thank you for joining, viewers. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.